Let's roll the shoulders up to the ears, slide them down and back. Really allow your spine to be tall. Relax your elbows, relax the arms. Lift the crown of the head towards the sky and allow your chin to slightly draw in so that it's parallel to the floor. Soften the front of your ribs. Good. And just take a moment here with your eyes open and just begin to observe your breath with eyes open. Slowing down the breath, breathing in through your nose. And then let out a big sigh. And again, deep inhale. Big sigh out. Wonderful. One more time. Deep breath in. And sigh it out. Wonderful. And allow your eyes to close. Keeping that gaze strongly to that center point between the eyebrows. And we'll breathe in deeply again, in through your nose. But now I'd like you to add a little bit of a visualization here. As you inhale, notice the breath rising up the central channel, your spine, filling your body from the bottom to the top. As you exhale, feel the downward movement of the out breath, anchoring you more into the ground. Good, and as you inhale, imagine that in-breath rising again up the central channel of your spine, filling your body with life force, life energy. Exhale, feel the downward movement of the breath. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Wonderful. Now we'll come into that 4-part equal breath. So as you inhale, try to breathe in for 4 counts. If it's too long, 4, you can do 3. Hold the breath for 4, keeping the gaze strongly at your third eye. And then slowly breathing out for 4 counts. And I'd like you to stay in that emptiness for 4 counts. And see if you can repeat that a few more times. Consciously breathing here with full awareness. Notice yourself dropping in, quieting the mind, quieting the body. And this allows you to increase your awareness. Good. When you get to the bottom of the exhale, allow the arms to float overhead as you inhale. Good. As you exhale, turn your palms down and feel the palms moving in front of you downward as you breathe out, as if you're pushing the out breath into the earth. Then as you inhale, turn the palms up, bring it towards the level of the nose. Breathe in, breathe in. Good. Now as you exhale, press the palms out, spread your wings. Good. As you inhale, turn the palms back towards the front, in towards your nose. And as you exhale, press back down. And we'll continue a few more rounds like this. As you inhale, turn your palms up. Feel yourself lengthening up to the nostrils. Now breathe out. It's like you're spreading your energy all around you on the out breath. Good. Open your heart here. Now turn the palms back open to the front. Inhale. Bring that in-breath back towards you. Exhale. Let's do that 3 more times at your own pace. Really embodying that breath here in your physical body. Good. On your next exhale, let the hands come down. Maybe the right fingertips can touch the floor. Lean slightly into the right side. Inhale, let the left arm rise up and over. Let your gaze come down, feeling that side body stretching here. As you exhale, let that top arm circle. Let the left fingertips touch the floor. Inhale, right arm rises. As you exhale, leaning over towards the left side. Good, and let that arm circle. And we'll just move from side to side here. Inhale, arm floats up. Exhale, arm circles in front. Inhale. Exhale, beautiful. Just move at your own pace here. You'll notice that I'm not teaching the class with any music. This is because it gives a lot of feedback and it just doesn't sound very good on your end. So feel free to play any music. I know that I love music. It really inspires me. So I'm really missing that. But I love the challenge that it provides me to tap into my creativity without having the presence of music. Good, couple more times. Wonderful. And as you inhale, let the arms float back overhead. We'll do a little chest opener. As you exhale, let the arms fly wide, interlace your fingers. Roll the shoulder blades together and let the heart expand here. You might feel that in the front of your biceps. Good. It's okay to jet the ribs out this time, but really try to lift the ribs away from your waist, deepening that opening through the front of your body. Good. One more breath here. Keep expanding the heart wide open. Good. As you exhale, release your hands and we'll transition to table. If you're on your knees, it's a quick transition. If you're cross-legged, make sure you do it safely. Maybe bring your legs to one side and move forward. If you're using bricks, place them towards the top of your mat. So finding our tabletop here and allow the knees to be hip distance apart right now, hands are shoulder width apart, and begin to move your tailbone from side to side. Just loosening up the low back. And then as you sweep your tailbone over towards the left, I'd like you to draw your hips in towards your heels. Good. Now circle the hips over to the right, coming a little bit forward. So we're just doing these circles here. If you feel like you don't have a lot of room, you can walk your knees just a tad back, and this will allow you to pull back a little bit more, giving you that stretch into the side of your body, the serratus anterior, which is that side part. They call them your wings. Good. And just circling those hips, lean a little forward. And this is just really good for your hips and your pelvis. I've been doing a lot of walking. Not sure if you guys have been doing a lot of walking, but I find it makes my hips a little tight. Good. Now see if you can reverse it. So it's just moving and circling the other way. Wonderful. Now very slowly come back into that tabletop. If you need to walk your knees back up like myself, go ahead. What I'd like you to do right now is take that right arm out in front. Take it as far out as you can, keeping the palm on the floor. Slide your left arm underneath. And this is where you may want to use your pillow or your brick. Place it just in the front of you. Slide that left arm underneath and drop your left ear towards the floor. So if you can't quite make it, use that brick to support your head. We don't want to be head heavy over here. This creates too much tension in the shoulders. So make sure that the side of your face is relaxed on the floor. And this is a little stretch here, especially for that space between our shoulder blades. Now try to keep lengthening that left arm through. Reach it as far over to the right side as you can. Turn your tailbone slightly more towards the left, and you should feel that stretch. Breathe through it. Good. Couple more breaths here. What we're doing right now is expanding through the back of our heart. There's a lot of energy channels there. Whenever we're experiencing sadness, grief, even fear, that can really bog up those channels at the back of the heart. And if we don't release it, then sometimes it feels like you can't take a full deep breath in. That just means you have to release some of the tension here in the back of the heart. Good. Now slowly let that right hand come in so you can press back in. Release your left arm. Bring it back underneath your shoulders and gently move your hips side to side. Let's try the other side. So take that left arm out as far as you can into that diagonal. Thread your right arm underneath. Slide that right arm as far over to the left side as you can, dropping the outside of your right shoulder to the floor in your right ear. And again, if you can't quite make it to the floor, it's not a big deal. Use a pillow here so that you can relax and that you're supported. Otherwise, your body is just going to tense up to keep you in that position. Good. Now try to bring your tailbone slightly more towards the left side. Feel that stretch. Keep sliding that right arm more over. And you should feel that stretch between your shoulder blades. The back of your heart. Breathing in. Breathing into that back side of your body here. Good. Couple more breaths. Close your eyes. One more breath. Wonderful. Very slowly slide your left hand back in. Press into that left hand for your right arm and gently move your side to side, curling the toes under. As you inhale, slide your heart forward. Now look to the horizon, but stick your chin forward so that you feel your throat stretching. Good. And as you exhale, start to push the floor away. Pull your navel in. Tuck your tailbone under, chin towards throat. Rounding your back like a cat. Drop your belly. Let the heart come back through. So I'd like you to move now at your own pace here. And the idea here is that you continue to increase the ability to move your body a little further into that back arch, further into the rounding of the spine, deepening your capacity to inhale and exhale. Wonderful. One more time. Now, next breath in, let the heart glide through. As we breathe out, we'll make our way into our first downward facing dog. Start to pedal out the feet. There may be a lot of feedback here in the back of your legs, and that's totally okay. Now, let's see if you can straighten the legs out as much as you can and just let your heels hang heavy here. Don't push them to the ground, but just let them feel heavy. Imagine there's heavy weights hanging off your heels and just feel that weight drawing you towards the earth, but you're not actually forcing it down. Now think of activating those hands. Push the floor away. So you're lifting out of those shoulders. Good. Now soften your knees again. And I'd like you to walk your hands back towards your feet. Feel the heels touching the ground now. Bend your knees lots. This is your first forward fold. Good. And as you inhale, begin to lengthen your legs. Hands slide to the shins. Lift your body so it's parallel to the floor. Look down. Half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift back to a half lift. And exhale, fold. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, lift. Now stay here. Pull your belly button in. Now let the arms lift to the side of your body here. You should be able to see your fingers moving from the corners of your eyes. Now press the floor away with your feet. Rise tall. Let the arms rise overhead. Good. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. So you'll find yourself at the back of your mat here. Beautiful. Good. Now take your feet nice and wide here. Wide Wuchi position. And place your hands just on the top of your thighs here and just allow for a little bit of a little pulse here, a little bounce, just awakening those quadricep muscles. Good. Shoulders are down and back. Good. Now take a deep inhale as the arms sweep down. Straighten the legs out as the arms float overhead. Good. And as you exhale, press the energy down. And we'll do the same breath we did seated. So as you inhale, bring the energy up to the nostrils. Good. And as you exhale, sink deep in your legs, spread your wings. Inhale, rise again, hands to the nostrils. And good. As you exhale, sink back deep. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. 3 more times. Sink as deep as you can. Challenge those leg muscles. Navel strong. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. On the next exhale, as you sink down, pause here. Let your arms just relax, staying in that high squat called Malasana. Root down through the 4 corners of your feet. Feel the legs starting to burn a little bit. Breathing deeply, keeping that navel ignited. Good. As you inhale, arms sweep up, straighten the legs out. Bring your palms together. Exhale in front of the heart. Good. I'd like you to firmly rub your hands together. There's said that there is meridians in that palm that are linked to your heart. So you rubbing your hands together actually ignites and activates the heart center. Good. Keep rubbing as firmly as you can, creating some energy. Good. Now release your hands a few inches away from each other. Feel the tingling sensation. Feel energy. Feels like little prickles maybe in your fingers. Which is notice. Allow yourself to be so quiet that you notice the subtlety of energy coming out from your palms. Good. Now see if you can pull the energy away and bring it back in. Pulling it away and bring it back in. And you may be very aware of that sensation between your palms. Good. Now just go a little quicker and you'll feel it a little bit more. It'll like you kind of turn your hands as if you're patting a big ball of dough and kind of pulling it away, and just feel that energy. Kind of like circling it this way. And it kind of feels as if you have 2 magnets of the same pole and you can't touch them because the energy is the same. Good. Now what I'd like you to do is hold this energy ball called chi ball. Sink down. Feel that energy between your palms. Now I'd like you to shift your weight into the right leg. Left leg straightens out. And then start to shift back center into that squat, straightening out the right leg, moving to the left. And then let your hands circulate over this ball as you move side to side. Let your gaze follow this energy. Beautiful. This is like a Tai Chi movement. Moving energy around you. Beautiful. Continue at your own pace. Moving like a samurai warrior. Strong in the legs. Fierce, piercing gaze called dharana in yoga. And as it Really powerful saying in yoga is be mindful where you direct your awareness to, because prana or life force follows to that which you are directing your awareness to. Good. Couple more times. Beautiful. Now coming back through center, squatting deeply, holding onto that energy ball. Bring that energy ball in towards your navel center. It is said that the navel center is like this solar sun within you, illuminating you, giving you the passion and the drive and the stamina and the discipline, the austerity to move through any trials and tribulations in life or to achieve certain goals in your life. It is said that the will to live is right here at that navel center. Good. Couple more breaths here. Stay strong. One more breath. Beautiful. Now inhale, arms sweep down, straightening the legs out. But as you exhale, bend your knees again. This time, let your forearms rest on the inner thighs. And I'd like you to just shift your weight here from side to side. Making a little figure 8 with your hips, pushing the inner thighs open. Try to keep your heels and your toes on the floor, the balls of your feet. Good. Now very slowly turn your feet parallel so that your hands can reach the floor. You can keep your knees as bent as you like, but let your body fold now, wide-legged forward fold. And you'll probably feel your hamstrings tucking very noticeably. Just breathe love into the back of your hamstrings. Beautiful. Now take a deep breath in. Lift your torso. Look towards the top of your mat. I'd like you to walk your hands forward. Keep your feet where they are. As soon as your heels lift, I'd like you to keep your hands there, coming into a wide-legged downward facing dog. Exhale. Again, feel that beautiful stretch in the back of your hamstrings. Stay activated in the hands. Don't collapse through your shoulders. Don't hang in your shoulder joints. Beautiful. And as you inhale, glide forward into your plank. This is a wide-legged plank. Notice it's actually a little easier to hold wide-legged plank here. But pull that belly button in as you exhale, draw back to downward facing dog. Wonderful. One more time. Deep breath in, gliding forward. Shoulders over the wrist. Now pick up your right leg and step it in. That requires a little bit of core control, and then lift that left leg, bring it in. Now let your knees come towards the ground. Pull your hips back, coming into puppy pose. Let the forehead rest to the ground and send your tailbone to the sky, opening that heart here. Breathing deeply. Now let the heart open wide. Beautiful. Now slowly as you inhale, coil the belly in, float the forehead away. Bring your forearms in, walk your knees back, and I'd like you to drop your thighs and your pelvis towards the floor. Walk your elbows out in front as we make our way into Sphinx pose. So make sure your legs are like chopsticks, just a little bit of space between them. Open your fingers. Elbows are just a little bit out in front of your shoulders. Now pull the elbows a little bit towards you. Feel your navel coming off the ground now. This should feel really nice, deep stretch. You might feel that all the way down towards your pubic bone. The rectus abdominis muscles being stretched. Good. Couple more breaths here. Good. As you exhale, slowly lower the lower ribs to the floor. Slide your hands back as we prepare for baby cobra. So allow your forehead to touch the ground. Hands are back so that the wrists are directly under your elbows. Now squeeze your elbows in as if you're hugging your ribs. Now as you breathe in, lift your forehead. Keep the feet on the ground. Lift your heart. You should be able to lift your hands away. Exhale, now down. Notice how It was a little harder for me to talk because you have to use a lot of core strength here. Inhale, lift. See if you can lift away your hands. Feel the intensity. Good. Exhale, melt down. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift. Lift the heart. Let your hands float away for a moment. Don't jam your neck. You can look straight down. Good. Exhale. Now we'll come back to modified planks. As you inhale, press the floor away. Good. And come back into your table. Tuck the toes under. Make your way to your downward dog. Sigh it out. Now let your gaze come forward to the hands. As you inhale, allow the knees to flow down towards the ground. Use your core. Stepping that left foot in between the hands to the front of the mat. You can use your bricks to place them on there and allow your heart to lift here. Low crescent lunge. It's a wonderful way to open the psoas muscle, the front of your body. Good, and as you inhale, allow the arms to float overhead. But as you exhale, press the energy down. As you inhale, let the energy rise towards the nostrils. As you exhale, send your hips forward, reach the arms out wide. As you inhale, pull the arms back in, pull your hips back. As you exhale, melt back down. Yeah, so 3 more times. Inhale. Good, on the last exhale, make your way back with your hands on the floor, draw back into a little half splits. So pulling the left toes towards you, walk your hands out in front, let the head bow in. Try to pull that left hip as far back as you can. Stretching out the back of those hamstrings and glutes. Wonderful. As you inhale, glide forward to low lunge. Curl your back toes under, lift the right knee and thigh, and shine your heart forward. This is runner's lunge. If it's too much, you can always drop to your knee. But it's good to really try to strengthen that supporting leg. You really have to use your glute here on the left, your quadricep on the left. And then engage that back right thigh by pressing into that back heel. Good, and as you exhale, I'd like you to walk your hands over to the right side. But this time, I'd like you to tick-tock your feet in as we come into a modified Hindi squat. Bring your bricks together, or if you have a pillow, and see if you can just sit on top of that pillow or that brick. Coming into Hindi squat here. Great hip opener. It's really good for grounding ourselves. Good, and just really press your thumbs towards the heart. Reminding ourselves to journey from the mind to the heart. Yeah, for the mind doesn't like to live in the present. We know that the mind likes to either go and project into the future, or it likes to go back into the past. It has a very hard time just being. The only way is to connect to the heart. So really connect with your heart here. Good, couple more breaths here. Keep using your elbows to squeeze those inner thighs open, lifting through the crown. Neck is long. Wonderful. As you exhale, shift forward so your fingers can reach the floor. Lift your hips if you can. And then tick-tock your feet wide again. Coming back into that wide-legged forward fold. Use your bricks if you like to use that as support. Forearms can rest on it, your head. If there's a lot of feedback in the back of your knees, please soften them. Make sure your legs are wide enough. If you are not wide enough, you'll get achy feeling in that hip joint and it won't open up. Depending on the way that your hips are built, you might have to turn your toes out a little bit to get comfortable. You know yourself best, so make any adjustments so that you can really let the body just hang heavy, spinning your tailbone, your pelvis towards the sky. Wonderful. Now very slowly begin to float the torso. You can place your hands on bricks or on a pillow or directly on the floor. Pull that navel in as you exhale, coming to that right knee. Inhale through center, exhale into that left knee. Inhale through center, exhale into that right knee. Good. Now look forward, gently turn and pivot back to the front of the mat. Coming back into that runner's lunge here. Shine your heart forward. Good. As you exhale, begin to straighten the front leg out. Let the heart melt over that front left thigh here. It's really important that you're not opening your hips open towards the right, but instead think of pulling your left hip back so the hips remain square. Good. As you exhale, melt back down into your runner's lunge. So if you feel long in your stance, I feel like my back right leg is a little far away, so I'm going to hop it in just a little bit. Place your left hand on your thigh, let the right arm lift overhead. Now we're in full crescent lunge. Stay here for as long as you can. If you really feel like it's too much, you can always drop again on that back right knee. But let the left arm rise up as well. Make sure hips stay square towards the front. Good. As you exhale, let the arms come straight down. So we'll do the same breath pattern. As you inhale, straighten that front leg out a little bit more, rising on the inhale. Exhale, sink deeper into that lunge, spread the arms. Inhale back towards the nostrils. Exhale, melt down. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. So we're moving here with the expanding breath and the downward moving breath. These are the most important breaths in your body. The in-breath is the nourishing breath that rejuvenates the body and expands the mind and the heart. The exhale is the detoxifying breath, releasing of all toxins of the body, the physical toxins, mental, emotional. Beautiful. Last time, inhale, bring the hands back to the nose. Exhale, bring your hands all the way down towards the bricks of the floor. This time, step your right foot forward into forward fold. Good. Soften your knees. Let out a big sigh here. Let your head gently move from side to side. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse one dive, climb all the way tall. Good. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Feel your mountain pose here. Just notice the subtleties of the breath within. Maybe you feel warmer, more expansive, more rooted into the earth. Perhaps you have more clarity and you just feel more content and at peace. Beautiful. Now the hands come down to the side, coming into a mountain pose where the feet are hip distance apart. And we're going to do a little bit of deeper breathing. Yeah, so breath of joy. I really like this breath because it invigorates the pranic body. It also helps to stimulate the production of all the hormones that make you feel good, that give you joy, that give you an elevated boost. Yes, we can all use that right now, where we feel a little bit lonely, maybe at home. Maybe we are worried about the future. But there's one thing I know is that when you allow yourself to be in silence, all the answers will be known to you. Yes, all the answers will come to you. So with that, let's inhale, bring the arms to shoulder height. Yeah, and then breathe in again through your nose, arms out to the side. Breathe in again. This is the final inhale. See if you can lift your arms all the way overhead. If that's not possible, just keep them at shoulder height. And then just let it all go. Bend your knees side out through your mouth. Yeah, so it's triple breath in through the nose. Here we go. Now, if you don't like your head to come down, you can keep it forward. If you find it makes you dizzy, just keep your head forward on the exhale. Yeah. Really think what you'd like to breathe out. So breathe out. Everything no longer serves you. Only breathe in that which gives you joy, which elevates you. Let go of everything else. No more pity story. We are taking full charge of our life. Breathing in the life force. Good, letting out. Keep going. You might come up to some resistance within. Remember, your lower mind, your ego does not like to change. It wants to hold on to status quo. Change is evolution. Good. We have 3 more. You can do it. Now, deep breath in. Hold the breath. Let that prana move through your body. Gaze strong in front. Good. As you exhale, release your arms. Gently move a little bit from side to side. You should feel warm now. Yeah, that's one thing that the breath can do. It can really increase your body temperature. It can increase your metabolic response, creating better digestive processes, assimilation processes, so that your body's actually able to absorb more vitamins, more nutrients and minerals. Good. Now inhale, let the arms float overhead. Bring your palms together. As you exhale, take a little seat into your chair. You're fully prepared for this right now. Your legs are completely awoken. Keep your hands again close to your heart. And what we're trying to do right now is allowing that fire from your navel center to ignite the fire of the heart. The fire is also known as the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost, the Kundalini. It's the same thing. Let it ignite your heart, purifying. Good. Exhale, sinking a little bit deeper. Stay in touch with your courageous heart. Good. As you exhale, let your body fold. Sigh it out. Soften the knees. Let your head sway from side to side. Inhale, lift to a half lift. Exhale, fold. Soften your knees. I'd like you to step your left leg back. Let your left knee come towards the floor. And tuck the back toe, hands on bricks, and lift your heart. So now we're on the other side. Breathing deeply here. Beautiful. And allow the arms to float overhead as you inhale, strongly press away from that front right foot. Let the arms reach for a moment. Be here. Good. As you exhale, you know where we're going with this. With the breath out, let your hips drop in and down. Good. As you inhale, let the prana rise up the body. Feel yourself expanding. Exhale, spread the energy around you. Inhale, draw back in. Exhale. Feel the alchemy here. Inhale. The alchemy of transformation, personal transformation with the breath and your movements. Good. Exhale. 2 more times. Lengthen your breath. Slow down your movements. That's hard for some. Good. Really work deeply with that breath. Good. As you exhale, let the hands flow down, making your way into that half split. So pull your hip back. Lift the right toes. Let the heart melt back in and down. Relax your shoulders. Wonderful. As you inhale, shift forward to low lunge. I'd like you to bring your hands this time onto the floor. Slide your right leg back as we make our way back to puppy pose. So if there's any injuries in the shoulders, you can bring your forearms down and kind of bring them in a triangle. Let your forehead rest here and just let your belly drop. Make sure your hips stay over your knees. For those who are open in their shoulders, straighten your arms out into a V. Let your forehead melt down to the earth. Now let your face just kind of press into your mat as you let the center of your heart melt more down. Good. One more breath here. Wonderful. Slowly from here, coil the belly in. For those with their arms straight, come back up onto your forearms. Good. Now I'd like you to slide your right leg back and your left leg coming into a forward plank. If that's too much for your shoulders, please let your knees come down. But make sure that you're activating, you're feeling your core muscles being engaged here. Yeah, so pulling that navel in, fanning the back of the heart open. We have 3 more breaths. It's supposed to be a little bit challenging here. I'm very sweaty, but again, I'm also exerting through talking. But you should feel warm right now. Legs are engaged. 1 more breath. You can do it. Good. And as you exhale, slowly lower the knees down with control. Good. Thighs to the earth, pelvis, belly. Let's take a prostration. Reach those arms out in front, forehead to the earth. And I'd like you to bend your knees here. And then just kind of let your feet flop from one side to the other like they're a pendulum. And then start to create little circles with those legs here in any direction that your body enjoys. This is really good for your sacrum, the low back. Good, and then slowly let your legs come back to the floor. Now they're probably wide now. Your feet might be outside your mat. So curl your toes under and kind of walk your feet back in so the legs are almost touching, but not quite yet. They're like chopsticks, a little bit of space between them. Good, and press the top of your feet down and towards the earth. Good, now lift the crown of your head and slide your hands back in as we set up Cobra. So elbows are in. So Cobra is a really amazing pose to increase joy. Yes, because it's the opposite of sitting with our shoulders forward, which kind of looks like a sad posture, right? So this is the opposite. Inhale, lift and rise. Maybe you can come up a little bit higher. Watch out that you're not dumping in your shoulders. Elbows hugging the sides of the body. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, float and rise. Feel your Cobra here. Feel the joy. Exhale, melt down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Good. Now, while you're here, pull your navel in. Come back into your table, into your downward facing dog. Exhale, pedaling out the feet. Wonderful. Let out a sigh. Let your gaze come forward towards your hands. Either step your right leg right through. If you kind of get jammed here halfway, what I suggest is drop to your knees, take that right leg through, Good. Grab your bricks. And now we're coming into that runner's lunge. Pick up the back, left knee. Let your heart shine forward. Good. Notice how there's a little bit more power required in that front leg. The second side is always a little harder because the left leg is now fatigued from having worked previously. Good. And as you exhale, draw your hips back, straightening the front leg out. Let your belly drop over that front right thigh. Make sure your head is relaxed. Chin towards the sternum or the throat. Couple more breaths here. Wonderful. As you exhale, slowly make your way back into that runner's lunge, preparing to rise into full crescent lunge. So if you feel like you're a little wide in that back leg, hop it in. Right hand to the thigh, left arm rises, setting up that high crescent lunge here. When you feel steady, let the right arm join you. Good. Feel the ribs lifting away from your waist, squaring those hips. Then as you exhale, let the palms flow down, sinking deeper into your lunge. Inhale up towards the nostril. Feel yourself expanding. Exhale, sink again as you spread the energy around you. Breathing in. Beautiful. Exhale. Continue 3 more rounds. Good. If you've done 3 rounds, bring your hands to the earth. Let your left knee come down, making your way into child's pose. So let the right leg come back, opening your knees, big toes touch. Let the hips drop into the heels, sending the arms out in front, forehead towards the earth. And just let those hips get heavy here. Maybe you feel like you need to sigh out through your mouth. Beautiful. Couple more breaths here. Now very slowly, I invite you to lift your forehead away, walk your hands towards you. If your knees are not liking this, bring your knees closer together and you can come a little bit out of it. Grab your bricks or grab your pillow. And I'd like you to take a seat again. I'm coming back into hero pose, but you can be cross-legged, whatever is comfortable in your body. And before we come down to the ground in counter poses, I'd like to teach you breath. Some of you are very familiar with this breath. Some of you have never done it before. But this breath that we're doing will create a auric field around you of protection. It's called the breath of light. And this light guards you from any negativity. Yeah, negativity is that which isn't of the light. So how it's done, it's 7 short, sharp inhalations through the nose. Try not to breathe out in between. And I'd like you to add a visualization with that. So every time you sip in the breath, imagine that you're pulling the prana. Maybe give it a color, the life force, maybe gold. Feel yourself filling with this golden light within, holding it for as long as you can while maintaining gaze at the third eye. And then a very gentle breath out through your nose or mouth if that's what's needed, and feel the downward movement. Yeah, moving into the earth. So I'll demonstrate the first round and then you can join me. If you already know it, go ahead and start it. Go ahead and join me. On your next exhale, just notice. Notice how expansive you feel. So this breath of light illuminates the self, increases your magnetism, your radiance, a glow. When people see you, they feel like you're glowing. And this light will attract new experiences to you. Higher experiences, experiences that lead you to more greatness, your greatness, that lead you to more love and light. Good, and very slowly we'll make your way down onto the floor, so take your time. You can keep your eyes closed if you like, but just take a seat. Bring your legs towards the front of your mat. Make sure there's a brick to the side of you, coming a little bit forward. We're coming right down to the ground, so bring your hands underneath your knees and just slowly make your way down your way. Try to challenge your core here if you can, but if you need support, bring your forearms to the ground. Good. Once you're down on the floor, bring your knees in towards your chest. Let out a sigh and just let your legs kind of move from side to side. Wonderful. Now let's drop our feet towards the floor. Just gotta watch the time. Oh boy. Let your feet drop towards the ground. Good. Let your palms face open towards the sky so that your chest is relaxed. Good. I'd like you to do a little pelvic tilt. So curl your tailbone up. Feel your navel now pushing down as your pelvis now and your sacrum comes off the floor. Notice how you have to press a little harder into your feet. Now lengthen through the neck and the crown of your head. Chin comes closer in towards the sternum. Good. And as you exhale, release the belly button towards the spine. Let your pelvis come back into neutral. So we'll do that 3 more times. Inhale, tuck your tailbone up a little bit. Feel your glutes engaging slightly, pressing feet firmer into the ground. And then exhale, release. Inhale, curl that tailbone up. Feel the whole back of your body in the earth now. Exhale, release. 1 more time. Inhale, coil. Good. Now stay here. I'd like you to now lift your hips even more. Press into the floor with your feet. Good. Keep lifting until you can't lift it any higher. Good. Keep your palms facing open. All that strength comes from the back of your legs, the back of your body. Watch out your knees don't fall open. Squeeze that little ball between your inner thighs. Good. Keep lengthening through the crown. See if you can squeeze your glutes a little bit more. Good. 2 more breaths here. Bridge pose. Setu Baddhanasana. Good. And as you breathe out, rolling the spine down, starting at the top of the shoulders. Feel the thoracic spine between your shoulder blades drop to the earth. Lower shoulder blades come to the ground. Mid back. Lumbar spine, sacrum, tailbone. Beautiful. Let out a sigh. Good work. Now allow the knees to come in towards your chest as you exhale. Let both knees fall towards the right side as you come into a twist here. Now, we all have different levels of ability and mobility in our back. So really work with your own body here. If this is not doing too much for you, then allow that top leg to extend. Maybe hold on to the big toe. You can let that foot rest on a brick. But what I'd like everybody to do is really think of focusing on pulling your shoulders square so that your chest is square to the ceiling. Really lengthening through that left arm, deepening that spiral in your back. Let out a sigh to create a little bit more space there. Good. 1 more breath here. Wonderful. Slowly let your head come center. Gently come back in onto your back. Bring those knees in. Maybe hug the knees in towards you. Let out a sigh. And then we'll move into that twist of the other side. So let the left knee fall, then the right. Again, if you feel like you need to go a little deeper into that twist, I invite you to straighten that right leg out. Maybe let it rest on a brick, but otherwise keep your knees together, really focusing on squaring those shoulders on the floor, chest parallel to the sky. Breathing out, deepening that twist on the exhale. You may feel tension around the side of your hip. Maybe you feel it in your low back. Some of you might feel it more up in the thoracic region or in the shoulders. It depends on where you carry your stress. Yeah, the body is a book. As we write the pages of our life, sometimes certain areas of our body are holding on to stories. So breathing them out if that story no longer serves you. Wonderful. Slowly let the head come center. Let your knees one by one come back up. Let out a sigh here. Wonderful. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let them drop towards the floor. If you need support, you could reach for a brick and place one brick underneath each knee. If you don't have anything nearby, what you can do instead is walk your feet a little further out in front. But if you do have a big pillow, what you could do is place it on top of you. This is super great for grounding, and then kind of hug that pillow and just push down into your body, feeling that heaviness. This is really good if you struggle with anxiety, or if you feel panic sometimes for no reason. This really helps to ground the mind, coming back into that safe and content feeling. Firmly pressing the feet together, knees are heavy. Eyes are closed, looking at that space between your eyebrows, connecting with your true self. Not your conditioned self, but that part of you that is beyond all the stories you've told yourself. That part of you that always believes in you, always knows the right thing to do. Wonderful. A couple more breaths here. And we'll move into our final resting pose. So some of you prefer to stay here during your Shavasana. Feel free to do so. Otherwise, I invite you to slowly slide one leg out in front of you and then the other leg. And really claim some space around yourself. You are the five-pointed star, arms out to the side, feet and the legs in a V. Strong gaze at the third eye and just feel that expanded state of self. Don't be afraid to allow yourself to sink deeper. You're not losing control. You're just letting go of the ego self. Feel the invitation of the earth calling you in to surrender more, to become heavy like the earth itself. One with the earth, one with nature. One with the goddess energy, which is the earth. She is nature. Nature is she, the goddess energy, creative energy. And slowly, very slowly and gently, just allow yourself to become aware of your surroundings, the room you're in, become aware of any sounds that are around you. Perhaps there's any smells. Just becoming aware again of your 5 senses through which we experience this world, this life. And take a moment to feel deep gratefulness for your vehicle, your body, your temple. So that you can have this experience we call life. Now take a deep inhale. Feel the sacred guest of the breath moving through your body, giving life to all your body and your organs. Good. Now let out a big sigh. And then allow for a big body stretch. Let the arms drift overhead. Lift the back of the ribs away. Expand through your fingers. Good. And as you exhale, gently bring one knee at a time into your chest. Give yourself a well-deserved hug. Rock gently from side to side and allow yourself to roll to one side into a fetal position. Just notice how you feel. And then slowly make your way up into a seated posture of your choice, Sukhasana, easy pose. Or maybe you like to be back in hero pose. Take your time. Find your seat, which means asana. Asana is to find your seat. Your seat to prepare to go inward. Keeping your eyes at your third eye closed. And I'll just read this little card that I drew for our class. Let the eyes of the soul be open and give yourself permission to realize who you are. So it's not to be found outside of you. You cannot buy it, acquire it. Only by turning the eyes inward can you find who you truly are. So with that, bring your hands together at the heart. We will complete our practice with the sound Om. We'll inhale, we'll sigh, and then we'll inhale to chant. So deep breath in, sigh it out, inhale to chant. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. The light in me bows and honors the light in you. Namaste. Have a beautiful Friday. We're supposed to get some gorgeous weather tomorrow. Enjoy, maybe do some gardening. Wonderful way to be with nature. All the birds are so active because we're out of the way with our busyness. Thank you so much for being here. If you're signing off right now, thank you. I'll just pause the recording.